Oh yeah. Yo, what's up everybody? We're back in the garage and we got some updates for you. We got some stuff so we can move ahead on the project, and we're going to show you where we're at and what's up. So let's take a look. So here we are again with my Predator swap, Coyote swap Fox. You know, it ain't a show car. Engine bay is pretty showy. Could have probably did it a little cheaper, but I wanted to go all out and be extra and get the silicone hoses and everything. No, the regular heater hose would have worked. Probably have been 3 times as less, but that's how I wanted to do it. Wanted to be a little extra. So you can see some progress we made. It's looking pretty sweet. We got all the coolant hoses ran. We'll show you a little bit. We got a belt on. So the belt I'm using, because I have no AC and I bypassed it. So as of right now, this is the belt I'm using. The door lasts 40 inches. Went on pretty easy. It wasn't super easy, but we got the belt on. Now we can put the Eller belt back on. You could see down in there, we went with the 3.6 pulley for now. We got the VMP bracket, the power by the hour brackets. And then this blower is also ported slightly by me. So we're gonna see how much boost we can get with this pulley in my setup. No, it's nothing crazy. Some of my previous videos I said what it was, and it's just a Gen 1, factory Gen 1 with super low miles. Probably has maybe like 15,000 on this motor. And it was boosted at one time. And it came from the red vert street sleeper in the other room. And we put a built motor in it, and I got this. So it's just a Gen 1. It can only handle so much. And I'm not going to be like, racing it like crazy. I'm gonna get on it here and there, go to the track maybe once or twice. And the really only major modifications to the motor were I put head studs on it and new head gaskets, and I did the oil pump and crank sprocket gears. Used Boundary and went with factory head gaskets. And this was a running and driving car until I finally got bored enough and wanted to proceed with what everybody else was doing. And I had one laying around. So we put the Predator supercharger on here. This is the coolant tank I went with. It's an Elderbrock coolant tank. And I made this little funky bracket. It's nothing showy. Could have probably did a little better, but it works. So you could see the coolant, sort of my coolant rounding. I got the bypass in there. The bypass, and then it comes down to the pump. You can kind of see the hose going in there. I got a T down there. And then we got the T up there. And then it's running into the blower. We got the VMP heat exchanger with the upgraded pump. And the last time I checked the bumper fit, we had to trim some of it off. You can see down there we had to do some trimming. We made these brackets for the heat exchanger to mount up in there. Nothing fancy. Gave them a quick coat of paint. We got the wiring ran. For the pump. So I'm running the Ford Racing control packs, and it comes with the wiring for the intercooler pump. So we're gonna try and use that and see if it's up to par and can handle it, which I think it should. So that's a little bit of the coolant routing. We got the coolant hoses. This one hose we rerouted. So then after we get that all up in there, I'm using the factory coolant tank. So, you know, that will go right up in there. That hose will hook up like factory there. That will hook up over there. We cap that. So we still got a lot of work to do. This is just something for you to look at and get an idea of maybe how you need to do something. So you could see the VMP no feed bracket for the Predator swap down there. Top pulley is removable, and I think I put it on the bottom hole where there's 2 holes for you to mount this upper pulley, and then you can see the power by the hour Predator bracket with the ground down studs looking nice. The 3/6 pulley, and like I said, this supercharger is boosted, or not boosted. Sorry, it's ported. So we're gonna get more boost, hopefully. So that's why I went with a little bit of a bigger pulley. I'm hoping to maybe shoot for around 10. If I get lower, that's okay. It's like I said, it's only a Gen 1. I'm not trying to blow it up. But when it does go, we're going to get a little bigger and better in there. Maybe do a 3-2-1. You know, and get some higher horsepower. But for now, I'm good with what I got. So basically all I need right now, I'm going to go with 1050 injectors. I still need the injectors. You can see the Division X fuel rails. Once I get the injectors, and all I'll need is the tune after I get everything together. And then we can start putting the clamps on. I got all these bands on bands on bands. Bands on bands on bands. Got a couple black ones that I'm going to use up top and everything. So, give you an idea how I ever got everything mounted. The hoses. So we used, down there on this hose right there, we used one of these 90s. So that's the hose I used for that. I went with all HPS hosing. You know, there are some cheaper stuff the same as this hose. It's probably the same thing, but it's not cheap. It was probably like $100 for like 10 feet. And the 10 feet worked out pretty decent. And I had to get some 5/8 to rerun that hose. And then, like I said, there's the coolant tank with the bracket. Then after we get everything, we can start filling it up after we get all the clamps on. And this is set up. You know, we'll probably zip tie this a little to the fan, but as you can see, That's how it is. Maybe get some clamps over there or just zip tie it. But this is the whip. And it's been sitting like this for a while, and we're about to get it back up and going. So this is what it's looking like. And hopefully we'll have it out by the springtime. You can see I got the Cobra Hydro boost and power steering. So, you know what to do till that next one. Keep hitting them like, share, and subscribe. Keep tuning in. And I want to thank you all for checking everything out. And hopefully we'll have more to come. So, till that next one, peace.